Okay, welcome everybody. Wanted to just take a minute to introduce myself. Actually, I'm going to put me in speaker mode because that makes it easier for you guys to see me as well. So let me see if I can figure that out. Here we are. Da, da, da,
Mm.
da. Okay, there. That will make me big, I hope, so that you guys can see. Actually, no, I'm seeing Della. It's not making me big. I'm
Amanda,
not the most, oh, there we go. I'm
Amanda's
not the most
definitely
technical
wrong.
person. Now I got to figure it out. So anyway, okay. So let's start again. My name is Kristen. My last name is Kinchin. And I always say that because if you start seeing my name like on your emails or text messages or something from me, you're gonna be like, ha ha, look at her name. Anyway, so I always say with a name like that, what else am I supposed to do but sell kitchen tools? So been doing this for 25 years. So I have lots of experience
God.
with Pampered Chef products. I have lots of experience in the kitchen. And I always say, if you guys have any questions about Pampered Chef tools that you might already own, that you're like, oh, I don't know what to do with it, or I don't feel like I'm using it enough, or I need some inspiration to get it out of the box or whatever, please ask because I want you to use and love the tools that you already have. And then today's demo is going to be to kind of turn you on to some new tools and give you some new ideas for your kitchen. So before we get started though, has everybody been to a Pampered Chef party at some point of their lives? Maybe it hasn't been recently, but is everybody familiar with Pampered Chef? And maybe have you been to a party before?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah,
Okay,
yes.
good. Okay.
Yep.
And oh, and by the way, this is very informal. So if you have questions as we go along, just blurt it out and that way I can answer your questions. I get kind of zoned into what I'm doing and I don't watch the chat or I don't see you guys. So like I said, do not hesitate just to holler out so that I can answer any questions that you might have. So anyway, so this is kind of a new way to do a live cooking party. You guys, especially those that have been around for a while or shopping Pampered Chef for a while, remember going to somebody's home and having a party. This is the next best thing I can do since you guys are in Ohio. I'm in Colorado. I am actually, this is interesting. I have a friend in Hayes, Kansas, which is Moo Etta. I think I'm saying that right.
Mhm.
And they're doing a fundraiser as well. That's close enough for me to go. And her husband and my husband are golf buddies. So we're going for the weekend. And I'm actually going to do a live party for them. But anyway, I told my husband, I was like, I think Ohio's a little far. I don't think we can do that. So anyway, so here we are on Zoom, the next best
Yours.
thing. And but I'm thrilled to be helping you guys with a fundraiser. As you guys know, you guys have done these in the past. And in the past, it was a 25% donation. But Pampered Chef is doing double donations this month. So that's why it's like, this is a really, really good month for you guys to be doing this. So you will be getting 50% of the sales will be donated to you. And, again, if you guys, want to order, of course, that contributes to the fundraiser. But really where the impact is if you guys all can share the link with your friends and bring in extra orders. So if everybody in your chapter shared with another person, that could double your donation. If you shared with 2, 3, 4, 5 people, just think of that power of numbers and how big your donation could be. So I really encourage you guys to share the party link with your friends. If somebody needs a catalog, I'm more than happy to mail those out for you guys. And then in addition to what we're doing here, that link is tied to a virtual party. So if people didn't join tonight, I will post the replay in the party, but there's also recipes and demos and tool tips and fun things like that tied to the virtual party. So I encourage you guys to take a look at that, as well as, of course, your shopping with Pampered Chef. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me because I can answer questions, help with orders, whatever you need. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. I am making just a colossal salad. I was telling Susan, it is so hot at my house. It's like I live in Denver, Colorado, and it's going to be like 100 degrees today, or it's probably is 100. I haven't been outside because it's too hot. But anyway, when it is hot like that, nobody wants to heat up their kitchen. You hardly feel like cooking, and you don't even want a hot meal to eat just because it's just too hot. So I thought a salad would be really, really good for my dinner tonight because, of course, what I'm making for you guys, we get to eat for dinner. So anyway, so I'm just making a big salad. It gives me a chance to show you guys a number of tools. And I do have the recipe. If you're a recipe follower, I'd be more than happy to share that with the video in the party or send it directly to you. But really, I'm kind of using the recipe as a guide. And I always say you can, make it whatever you want it to be. So this is just a big, what my family calls a garbage salad, where you can kind of just like empty everything in the refrigerator and put it in your salad. So anyway, So the recipe itself is vegetarian. It's just pasta and your lettuce and then a bunch of vegetables. But since I have to feed my husband, he's one of those guys that like if there's not meat in it, it's not dinner. Anybody married to somebody like that or have sons that are like that?
Yeah, yeah.
So I am adding some chicken to this recipe so that it can be a little bit heartier for him. And again, I don't want to heat up my oven. I don't want to be cooking on top of the stove. So I'm actually going to be using our air fryer. So I'm going to move the camera in just a minute and talk to you guys about that guy because that is just a great little way to cook really anything, and I'll talk about all the different things that I do with it without heating up your kitchen. So that's how I'm going to be cooking the chicken. So just for starters, I've got some diced chicken in here, and just to kind of amp the flavor up a little bit, I'm going to add some, a little bit of oil just so it doesn't stick to the pan, and I'm going to be using some Pampered Chef dipping oils. We have a couple of different flavors. I'm going to do Italian just because with the pasta in this recipe, it kind of makes my brain go to Italian. So we're going to just do a little bit of this. And so it's a sunflower oil with, you can see in the bottom, I don't know if I can get that in the light right there, is all kinds of good flavors floating in that oil. So it's a really nice infused oil. You can use it as it's called a dipping oil, like you get like at Italian restaurants, have your focaccia or just some French bread and you can, dip it in the oil. There's a spicy pizza dipping oil. There's a garlic parmesan. There's the Italian. They're all delicious. But so beyond that, I toss vegetables in there and roast those in my air fryer, toss meat, potatoes, any of those kinds of things are really good with that. And then, of course, I really want to amp up the flavor. So I'm going to add a Pampered Chef seasoning. And this is the basil pesto. And it just is going to complement everything that we're doing here. And do you guys like pesto? Do you guys ever make like a pesto sauce
I
for
do.
your pasta or pizza?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So this, you can, instead of having to have, all the fresh herbs and chop those up and everything, which again is delicious, but this is my cheater way. You just add a little bit of oil and water to this and it kind of rehydrates it and you have pesto sauce. And so it's, super quick and easy.
How
And
is it for
that's delicious.
sodium? Kristen, how is it for how is it for sodium?
Let me read. I know it has some salt in it. We do
Because
have a
we are
couple
real
of
strict on that.
Yeah, I know we have a couple of salt-free ones. This I know is not one of
Okay.
them. One, two, three. It's the third ingredient. So I know obviously the first ingredients are the higher ones.
Sure, sure.
But it is the third ingredient on this. I know our Italian seasoning, so again, which would complement what we're doing here today, and our dill, all-purpose dill, I think both of those are salt-free.
Okay,
So,
good. Good to
but
know.
I do know all of them, the rest of them, they're not high in salt. They're really, they're gluten-free, they're, fresh ingredients, they're really good for seasonings, more so than what you're going to get at the grocery store. So, okay, so there's our chicken all nicely seasoned and everything. And I'm going to go ahead and put it on this little sheet pan that's going to fit perfectly in my in the oven. I'm going to turn this down just so you can see what we're doing here. This little sheet pan is part of what's called the small oven bakeware set. So if you have a small oven like this air fryer, or you have an RV, if you guys are campers and you have an RV, these fit in those small ovens. And so there's a 6-well brownie pan, a little square like casserole dish. It's the same capacity as a 9x13 pan, but square as opposed to rectangle so that it fits in these small ovens. And then this little sheet pan. So anyway, I'm going to grab the camera. Hopefully I don't get you drunk as we walk through my kitchen, but I want to take you a little bit closer to the air fryer so you guys can see this little guy here. Can you guys see that okay? So what we're going to do is, so first off, I'm going to get it heating. So let me start with that. So we're going to just push this button. It's really cute right here. It says, let's get cooking. And then you can go ahead and set, and we're going to actually do a custom setting with this. I'm going to bake at 400 degrees and I'm going to set the time for 10 minutes and then push the button and it's going to go ahead and preheat. So I'm going to let that do that while it's starting. But what's really unique about this is it's got 2 compartments. So it's basically a toaster oven here on top and here on the bottom is your air fryer. And it comes with all your air fryer trays and it actually does come with a sheet pan even for this oven as well. You can, as you saw, open up the doors individually, but you can also just open it all up at once like this. But what's really unique about it is you can set each compartment for a different temperature and a different time. And then it has a little button over here that's called sync finish. And it basically would coordinate those two that they would be done at the same time. So I think that is like one of the most unique features of it as all of it. And then it has, with the buttons, I'm going to move back over here just so the light's a little bit better. With all the different functions is that it can, in either section, like the top section being a toaster oven, you can toast your bagel. Do you have a question? Oh, I
No,
thought I
I,
saw you. Yeah.
No.
You can, toast, make your toast in there. You can do your bagels in there. It also has a reheat setting. So like if you wanted to reheat some French fries that you brought home from a restaurant or pizza from the night before, gets it really nice and crisp as opposed to just heating it up in the microwave. I'm trying to think about all the other, and then you can just, use it as like a little oven, even that section. And then the bottom section is your air fryer. So that's going to be your higher temperature, your faster airflow, and that's what's going to crisp things up there. But also too, it's also just an oven. You can turn down the heat, you can turn down the airflow, and then use it just as an oven. Set it for, if you're making, I don't know, lasagna and your recipe says 350 for 30 minutes, you would do the same in your air fryer. So yeah.
I do have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
How high is the temperature on that?
I think it goes up to 450.
450.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think is the highest. I'll verify that once this is done cooking. Remind me once it's done cooking and I can go
Okay.
ahead
Okay.
and check that. So, and anyway, so it's really, like I said, it's great. I love it as much. I cook for two right now. I'm an empty nester. And so I don't need to heat up my big oven. I don't need to be using that much power, that big of a space. My oven takes a long time to heat versus this preheat is like super duper fast. And also too, it's quick and easy. So that's why I'm enjoying it. Not even so much that I use it as an air fryer. I use all the other settings more than anything else. But I love also too, the two different compartments. I can be cooking two things at two different temperatures, two different times. And even if I don't sync them, I can still be, kind of cooking things, as necessary. So I don't have a double oven. This is my double oven. So I'm super happy about that. So, okay. Once that beeps, I'm going to go ahead and put the chicken in. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get started with everything else. And I'm going to be making our salad in what's called the on-the-go bowl, which is this guy. These are amazing if you guys go to a lot of potlucks and things like that, because when you take food on the run, first off, this bowl is insulated. So whether you put hot food in here, it's going to stay hot for a couple hours. If you put cold food in here, it's going to stay cold for a couple of hours. Now you can't cook in here. So this doesn't go in your oven. It obviously doesn't go in your microwave, but it is an insulated bowl. You can just put your hot food in here or your cold food, but I do find if you put some hot water in here first, it's going to keep it hot longer. Put hot water in it to heat it up, drain the water, and then put your food in. Or put some ice or cold water in here, and it's going to keep it cold longer too. So now I actually don't need it to stay cold because I'm going to eat this right away, but I just wanted to show this to you. And the reason they're called the on the go is because this bowl, the lid actually locks on here. So kind of push it down. It has this vent. And when you close this vent, this lid is like locked on. So think about when you go to a potluck and you have your whatever, a big bowl of spaghetti that you're taking, and you put it in this, on the floor next to you, right in the car, and you slam on the brakes and that thing goes rolling, it's not going to spill. So that's what I love best about these on-the-go bowls besides being insulated. There are actually two sizes. This is a little 2.5 quart size. And then the one that I'm going to be doing our salad in is a 5 quart size. Now, if you're looking through the catalog, you might get confused. So I just want to point this out. There's also these white insulated bowls that you'll see, and there's a couple of different sizes. The bowl itself is the same. It's just white as opposed to blue, but the lid does not lock on here. So these are kind of more for like entertaining at home, again, where you're not on the go with it, because the lid just sets on there. But like, for entertaining, if you want to put like a hot dip out for a buffet or whatever, it'll stay hot for a while. I use this all the time with if like I make dinner, but everybody's not ready to eat yet, somebody's coming home late from work or whatever, you can put whatever food in here and it will stay hot till they come back. So kind of just wanted to point out the two different collections for you, because you might get in the catalog and be like, wait, I don't know the difference. So basically it's just how that lid locks on here. With both sets, whoops, see now the lid doesn't come off because I forgot to, you have to open the vent and then your lid will come off, just as you can see. And what's nice is with both sets, they have a little hook on the lid. You can see that. So that like if you are at a buffet or whatever, you just hang that right there. That way you don't have to be like, where do I put the lid? Or, the lid gets set on the floor, something like that. It's just super handy. Okay, the air fryer beeps. So I'm going to go ahead and put our chicken in. And that is going to cook while we get everything else ready. Okay, so we're going to start with, I'm going to just do a little pasta. This kind of makes it hearty, but I like that it's not just a pasta salad, because sometimes I feel like those get to be a little heavy with just the pasta. I like that it has lettuce, so it kind of lightens it up. Now, I cooked the pasta ahead, as you're going to want to do. So this is good if you have leftover pasta. Throw that in your salad, right? And I added some of the Italian oil on here, because again, you know how pasta, when it gets cold, it gets all clumpy and sticks together. So just to add to the flavor, I added a little bit of that dipping oil to the pasta to keep it so it doesn't, stick together, but then also it adds some really nice flavor to our salad. So that's going to go into our bowl, and it is stuck. It's stuck in here. There we go. But because of that oil, you guys can see how, again, that comes apart. I don't have like a big clump in there. Okay, next we're going to add some lettuce. And of course, with all of this, I'm showing you guys some fun tools. You can, of course, just take a knife and cut things up, but everything is so much more fun with a Pampered Chef tool. This is the salad choppers. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these or gotten your hands on these. Does anybody have these yet in their kitchen?
No, I don't.
Oh my God, these things are amazing. So it's a dual scissor. And the whole idea is for like a chopped salad, you literally can throw your lettuce in the bowl and then chop it up. But with romaine, I like to use these romaine hearts. And look at this. You could, whoops, I got a piece of lettuce that doesn't look very good. Hold on. Okay, that was like older lettuce. It was like, so anyway, you can just take your scissors and look at this. Just chop this right into your salad bowl. Look at how easy this is. Okay, and because I had to put half of that away, we're going to have to do another head of lettuce. Okie dokie. So again, just chop, chop, chop with this. And again, if you wanted to put it in the bowl and chop in the bowl, you can, but I already have my pasta in there, so I don't really want to be chopping that up. Now, these salad choppers, they are called a salad chopper because this is what it's intended for, is salad. But I love to use these on chicken. So for instance, that chicken I just put in there, I had diced that up ahead of time. But if I wanted to cook a couple of chicken breasts and then chop it up, these do an amazing job. I mean, literally like in the bowl or in the pan, I just kind of like I'm doing with the lettuce, I would chop at that chicken as well. So just super dual purpose. Like, don't think it's just for salads. I actually use it for chicken way more than I do salads. Okay, so we're going to just kind of toss that around just so you can see what we're doing here. It's going to be so good. And now, again, I'm going to follow the recipe with what they suggest to put in the salad, but you could put anything you want in it. So, okay, so let me pull you over here a little bit, tilt you down here so you can see everything. Okay, so we're going to start with using this rapid prep mandolin. Have you guys, I think I probably have showed this to you on other demos. Does anybody have this in their kitchen yet?
I do.
And do you use it, or are you intimidated?
Yes, I like it.
Good. What's a favorite thing that you like to use it for?
I've used it for probably onions.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think about potatoes.
Yeah, it literally will slice anything.
I'm trying to think. My husband used it for his potatoes, his French fries. It took us a long time to figure out the settings, but we finally got French fries down.
Okay, so I'm going to talk you through the settings. So hopefully this will answer some questions for you, because this can be a little intimidating. But It has 24 different settings, which really is overkill. Like, I don't think you need
A lot.
24, you don't need 24 different settings. I'll just kind of point you out to the most popular ones. So this top dial, you can see how it has these different symbols right here. And when you see it in person, you're going to see one is for slicing. So it's basically an oval with just a slice through the middle. So that's your slice setting. Then it has, this is what I call skinny julienne. It's the lines are closer together. And then this is what I call fat julienne. The fat julienne is your French fry cut. So like if you want perfect French fries, it's basically a 1/4 of an inch wide. And then we're going to talk about this bottom dial. The skinny julienne is more like, I'm going to use that tonight, like more to like grate carrots or to do like a matchstick style cut. So that's going to be just 1/8 of an inch wide. So that's kind of the difference on that. And this will slice or julienne anything soft, like if you needed to slice tomatoes for hamburgers or, you know, a cookout or whatever, all the way to doing sweet potatoes. And I don't know if you guys have tried sweet potatoes on most mandolins or wedgers or things like that. It's hard to do. Like most of them are not strong enough to do that. So first off, you pick your, whether you're going to slice or julienne. And then this bottom dial has 1 to 8 on it. I don't know if I can get that in the light well enough that you guys can see that. And then the 1 to 8 is how thick it's going to be. So 1 is 1 millimeter. So it's like shaved all the way to 8 millimeters. I'm getting too wide, is about a 1/4 of an inch. And then everything in between. So on the slice setting, I literally do use the 1 to 8, just kind of depending on what I want and how thick I want it. You know, again, if I'm doing like cucumbers for a salad, I might think, oh, I kind of want it medium, and I'll start like at 4 and I'll do a slice or two. And if it's not right, you go thinner or thicker. So that one's like pretty easy to figure out. You guys probably have already done that. On the fat julienne, so you would turn to this fat julienne, and then, and again, I got my ring light on here, so it's going to be kind of hard to see. There's also right by the number 8, which is the fattest, there's like a little grid mark. That's the setting for the perfect French fry. So that's going to be a 1/4 inch by a 1/4 inch, a 1/4 inch thick to a 1/4 inch wide. And that's your perfect French fry. And I do sweet potatoes. I do regular potatoes. I even run carrots on that setting. So instead of buying baby carrots, like for a relish tray or whatever, I do my own little baby carrots with this, and they stay fresher a whole lot longer, as opposed to baby carrots. You know, once you open the bag, they turn white on you and you can't use them another day. This, they stay really nice and fresh. So really on the julienne setting, the only one I use would be the fat julienne on the 8. You can, you know, play around with all the other settings, but I don't think it's so necessary. And then on the skinny julienne, there's another grid mark at 4. So that's going to be 1/8 of an inch by 1/8 of an inch. And that's pretty much all you need to know for the skinny julienne. So again, you can do more with it, but I think if you just kind of focus on those two, plus all the slicing, I think you'll get plenty of use out of this. So does that help, Susan?
Yeah, the fat
Okay.
julienne on the 8's the French fry.
Yes. Yep. Fat
Sure.
julienne and the 8. So, okay. And then the other nice thing with this is that when you're doing this, you're pumping the blade here, and it comes with this little food guard here. So you're putting the food in here with your pusher. So your hands are nowhere near the blade. You can kind of see how the blade's there, and I'm pushing here. So very, very safe to use as long as you use the food guard. People have a tendency, they might want to push food in a little, you know, far with their fingers. Don't do it, because you're going to end up, you might cut yourself. So, and then it has this little hopper that's going to fit here in the back. I'll kind of work this sideways so that you can see it. And all of it goes in the dishwasher, so it's easy to clean. So, but first off, I want to show you guys, I just love, love, love this peeler. This is the pivoting peeler. So you can use it kind of this long way, like you see here, but you can also pivot it to the short way. So some people just have a preference how they like to use it. I find if it's a long vegetable, like a carrot or a cucumber, I go with the long way. If it's short, like I'm peeling an apple or a peach or something like that, I go the short way. But it is super sharp, and it actually has blades on both sides of the opening. So it doesn't matter if you're right-handed or left-handed, you can use this. And so literally, look at this. I'm going like back and forth, and it just, and now technically you should not peel a blade up to your fingers, but I just want to show you how that blade is on both sides of that. So is anybody a lefty in this group? No? Okay. If you were a lefty, you would totally appreciate that there's a blade on both sides.
Okay.
Okay. So we have that peeled, and that's called the pivoting peeler. Highly recommend that just because it is so quick and easy. And let me Cut the top off our carrot, cut the bottom off there. Do your dogs love carrots as much as my dog? So,
They may have carrot.
and
Who
so
has a
I'm
dog?
gonna do, pardon me?
I don't know who has a dog in our group.
Nope,
Okay.
I don't.
I say, and unfortunately, my puppy dog recently passed away, so I don't have a dog either, but she
Oh.
used to love all that. So, okay, so I'm going to put this on the skinny julienne. And actually, even though I said you really only need to do the 4, I'm going to go to 2 because I really kind of want this to be almost like a grated carrot. So I'm going to go with the skinny julienne. So it's going to be skinny like this, but then it's going to be thin as well. And then you just kind of feed your carrot. Let me tip that down just so you can see a little bit, and you're going to see it pulling back here. Whoops, I don't have that. Oops, I have that on slice. Well, you guys are going to see, I didn't turn this. Okay, so just so you can see by from my mistake, I'm slicing these carrots, and that's a number 2. So that's very nice and thin. But look at all of them are all sliced the same. So if you're cooking, that's exactly what you want because they're going to cook a whole lot more evenly if everything is sliced the same. So what the heck, they're going to be fine in my salad. Okay, I've now turned a skinny julienne into the 2. And you're going to see the difference here. And actually, I'm going to cut this just to kind of go twice as fast. There we go. And use my little food garden. Okay, there is my julienne carrot. So can you see how they're nice and little and thin? And it's, you know, a little bit bigger than a grated carrot. So you're still going to get like that mouthfeel, but look at how fast I did that. And they're all even, which is what I like because, you know, again, you just, you don't want like a big chunk and a little nothing piece. So we got all that in there. And then next, let's see, I'm also going to, this recipe calls for broccoli. And I'm going to run that through here as well. I'm going to put this back onto slice and I'm going to go to about a 4. And we're going to it's just a way to chop this up. I mean, I could use our food chopper. I mean, we do have other tools, but it's kind of one of those, this is already dirty. So why not just run all my vegetables through there? So here, just so you can see what we're doing, those were big bulbs. And now look at this. I've sliced them so they're a little bit more into a bite-sized piece.
Okay.
Quick and easy, right? Would you guys think about running your broccoli through a mandolin?
I've never done it.
Yeah. So there, it's quick and easy and it's fun, right?
Yeah. And the chopper would have made them too chopped up, I think. The one chopper.
What?
I said the one chopper that we have would have made it too chopped up. So that's better. Yeah.
Yeah. So this still, like I said, is giving you some nice, like real bites.
Yeah.
Okay. Broccoli into our salad. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. Then we're going to do some tomatoes. And again, we could go ahead. Let me just move some stuff out of here. I could run them through there, but these are homegrown. They're going to be a little soft, and I really want them diced. And I don't know that I could dice them as well with that as I want. So with this, I'm going to use another favorite. This is a tomato knife. I don't know if I can get this in line. It's serrated on this side, and that's why it's called a tomato knife. And it just kind of allows you to slice without smushing. Like if it was a straight blade, you might have a tendency to smush your tomato a little bit, whereas this way you can see how I'm just sawing right through that. And I love this. So this is part of our color-coded tomato or color-coded collection. There's a bread knife and a utility knife and a paring knife and this tomato knife. I love all of them. And like I said, especially as I'm doing here for my tomatoes, I just like that I can dice them up without smushing them because I really want a nice bite of tomato. I don't want it to be kind of smushed to nothing. So let me get these diced up. And you can see here, I am pampered, not perfect. I have no knife skills. So bear with me as I dice this up. Are you guys getting tomatoes from your gardens? Who are gardeners?
I have a few cherry tomatoes.
Yeah, they're so good. These are the first tomatoes from our garden. So I'm so excited to have them in our salad tonight. But there you go, tomatoes into our salad we go. Okay, next is going to be olives. I know you can buy them sliced, but of course I have to show you all the fun tools.
I love that thing.
This is a cup slicer. Who got this at the last party? Anybody? What are you using this for?
I use it strawberries, mushrooms.
Yep.
A funny story, when my daughter-in-law from Texas was home not too many weeks ago, She said, well, how'd you get those strawberries to look like that? And I said, I pulled it out and I said, and you have one too, because they do.
Yeah.
Because both daughters-in-law got one of those in their Christmas box.
Oh, perfect. Love it.
Compliments of Pampered Chef, and yes.
Yeah.
'Cause I always
It's
put little hints.
it's a great little stocking stuffer. So I was glad to hear you do
Yeah,
that.
it is. And it's a 1 cup. It's a good
Yep.
size. It's got the lid, the whole bit. So I
Yeah,
like
so it's easy to store.
I
Kids can
know.
use it. It's got these little handles. So if you got kids or grandkids, they can use it. So it basically has blades here on the bottom. So I hope you can see that. It's
Mhm.
dishwasher safe, so easy to clean. And you can slice softer foods like carrots. I would not recommend carrots, with it, but like a cucumber, a zucchini, down to, like you said, mushrooms, olives, as I'm going to do, strawberries, kiwi, things like that, hard-boiled eggs, all of those are great to do with it. And what's really fun with it is all you do is you just kind of go right down on top of, I hope you guys can see, my hand's probably in the way. You just slice whatever you're doing, like so. And then the last pieces tend to get stuck in the blade down there. And so the trick is you put it back on the base, push that through, and that pushes everything all the way through. So look at, just as you said, they're all sliced evenly. They're all perfect.
Yeah, looks nice.
So, yeah. And like I said, kids, if you want them slicing strawberries or bananas or grapes or things like that. Now, if you like olives, you're going to add more to your salad. I don't like olives, so I'm going to just leave these off to the side. My husband can put them on his portion. I don't want him touching mine.
Oh, God.
So anyway, so there you go. So we got that going. And then I want to add some onion to this. Now, of course, I could run onion through the rapid prep mandolin. I could just use a knife, but I want to show you one of my favorite tools for chopping. So that's why I'm going to pull you over here, because it is electric. So I got to get it over here to where I have power. I don't have power on my island. And by the way, our chicken is done. That was 10 minutes. Okay, I'm going to show you guys this guy, which is called the Twist and Chop. And this is an electric food processor. And I like the smaller size. Like, I've had a food processor in my kitchen that's like the big Cuisinart. I don't know what it is, like 6 cups. It's impossible to store. It was hard to clean. And I hardly ever pulled it out because I never needed that much. But this is like a little 3-cup capacity. So it's perfect for chopping up, like I'm going to do today, some onions. You can so any of your vegetables, but I also like it for, like, I make salsa with this. Like, I throw in my tomatoes, my onions, my cilantro, my pepper, everything that's going to go in my salsa. I put it all in here. I push the button, and literally in 10 seconds, I have salsa made. Same thing. You can put guacamole in here with whatever seasonings you like, and you're going to, whip that up. Are you guys doing, or have you heard about, like, whipped feta cheese, whipped ricotta, whipping cottage cheese? Do you guys do any of that?
I saw whipped cottage cheese used on the kitchen yesterday.
Yeah.
All the
So
time. I
I've
make
been,
bread out of it. I make bread and bagels with whipped cottage cheese.
oh, I haven't heard about
really?
bread. That's interesting. I'll have to try that.
The bagels are amazing.
Yeah, it sounds that way. So, the whipped cottage cheese, what's so great about it, it adds protein to whatever you're doing. So, like,
Yes.
I do egg bites, like, you can get at Starbucks,
Mhm.
which is eggs and the cottage cheese. But I don't like chunky cottage cheese. Like, I don't like the texture of it. But when you whip it in here, it gets nice and smooth, and you don't even know that it's in your eggs. And then it really adds some extra protein. So I'm sure the same for bread. Same thing. It's gonna be nice and smooth as opposed to being chunky in there. So what's cool about this is this blade, and I don't know if you're gonna, this is gonna go so fast you might not notice it, but the blade goes up and down as it spins round and round. So not only is it going to be chopping things up, but it's really going to do a good job of mixing, incorporating things.
Yeah.
So I love it for, like I said, those multiple ingredients, whipping up these cheeses we talked about. And it's great. Like, do you guys watch diners, drive-ins, and dives? Any, like, on TV? Guy Fieri, any
Yeah.
goes?
Yeah.
So all those chefs, right? They're throwing in all this stuff, and they're making these amazing sauces and marinades and things like that. You can do all that in here. So that's the other fun thing that is with this. So let me just turn this down, and this is going to go so fast you're going to hardly see it, but we're going to put some onion in here. And again, I'm not doing much because I'm just making my own little salad here. And the nice thing is there are these buttons down here. This is how you turn it on. One is like an on-off switch, and the other is a pulse, like if you want it chunky. Right now, you can't see those lights, but as soon as I click the lid in, do you see how those lights went on? So unless you have it put together properly, it's not going to work, which is nice. You don't have to worry about it, things flying through your kitchen. And in this case, like I said, I want this kind of chunky. I don't want to puree these onions. So I'm just going to hit pulse a couple of times. And hopefully you guys can watch the blade a little. Just like that. Oh, let me get one more little pulse. There we go. And just like that, they're chopped up. Quick and easy. I'm not crying. The blade and the bowl and the lid all goes in the dishwasher, so it's easy to clean up. But I just find that tool to be super duper handy. So come back over here for you guys. Have you guys seen the twist and chop? I don't know if I've shown that to you yet before or not. Is that new?
I don't remember it. I don't remember that one.
Okay. And I'm not a big onion eater, so let me just grab a couple to throw in here. I think I can do all that.
No
Okay.
olives, no onions. Oh, I love them both.
Okay, so whoops, let me turn this down. So this is minus the olives because you know I don't like olives. No olives in here, but look at how pretty this is. Look at these colors. And again, it's a nice, pasta salad like you kind of expect, but I think it's a little bit lighter because we've got that lettuce in there. So I'm just tossing these around. These are our chef's tongs. If you're not familiar with them, what's cool is they have this little locking mechanism, but you don't have to use your hands for it. When you turn it down and open it, it will work. When you turn it up and squeeze it, they lock. So like this would be your storage. Then you get ready to use it, you squeeze it and it opens up. So just super, super easy to use. Okay, and now you could, add your dressing and toss this.
I have a
But
question.
yeah,
Do they make longer tongs? Or
yes.
just is that?
No,
Oh.
they do. Good question. So I'm using the small ones and here's the large ones. Let me.
Okay.
See
And
the
it does,
difference.
it works the same way. Okay.
Yep, they both work the same way. And what's nice, they've got a silicone tip on them. So like, again, if you have nonstick cookware or whatever, you don't have to worry about it damaging that or anything. So, okay. So at this point, you could toss your dressing with it. You could do ranch, you could do Italian, you could do a balsamic vinaigrette, whatever is your preference, and serve it. I'm actually not going to dress it because I'm looking at how big this is and we're probably going to have leftovers and I'm going out of town this weekend. So like once you dress it, your salad tends to get pretty soggy and you're not gonna be able to eat the leftovers.
Good.
If I don't dress it, I could probably come back to this a couple of days later and still have this fresh. So, but let me also grab our chicken for you guys so you can see that.
Fun fact, if you put a paper towel over it, you'll have lettuce or your prepared salad for a
Yep.
week. Just put
I
a
do
paper
that.
towel over top of it without dressing it, like you said.
Yeah. So I do, like anytime I buy spinach in those bins, first thing I do is I open it up and I put paper towels in there because same thing, it absorbs all that moisture and it stays fresh so much longer. So great tip. I'm glad you shared that. So, okay. Aren't these fun? These are oven gloves. So you get like really nice dexterity as opposed to a mitt. And the white pieces, that's your heat resistant. And think about like right here, look at this extra stripe. So like, when you're pulling like a sheet pan out of the oven or something, or your pan, you got extra protection there. So I really love that.
What's the temperature on those?
Oh
What can
gosh,
they withstand?
400, 450. I think like 450. I'd have to look it up. I can do that. But anyway, look at our chicken. Does that not look delicious? And I'm just going to, again, I don't want to put the hot chicken on my salad right now. I'm going to wait till we're getting ready to eat, but I've got the chicken ready to go in that salad too. So chicken on the side, olives on the side, and dinner is ready. I love doing these Zoom demos because I get to cook for you guys and then I get to eat it. I'm sorry that you guys don't because it's going to be super yummy. Okay. Do you guys
Susan's gonna
have any
make it for us.
questions? Yeah. Do you guys have any questions about anything that I've shown you?
No,
No?
I'd love
Oh.
to make it. We'll have to have a get together. I do it.
Yeah. I forgot one other thing. We're going to add a little bit of Parmesan cheese to this.
Okay.
Let me show you one last tool. So this is our cup zester. We do have just a regular traditional zester that you can certainly use. But I always like to show you guys some new stuff. So we do have kind of more your traditional zester, as you can see here, that you can use, which works great. But this thing is so fun. So you can zest with it, of course. So your lemon, your lime, orange, whatever. You can do Parmesan cheese. You can do chocolate on here if you want like chocolate on a dessert or whatever. And what I like about it is the blades go all the different directions. So you don't have to go like in one particular direction. You can kind of just go round and round and round with it. So if you have somebody who's like, I don't know how to zest, or, this is something, or you have kids helping you that they don't know what to do, this just makes it really easy that you can kind of go, as you can see, in all these different directions. There's no right or wrong way of how to do this. And then what I do is, especially when I zest, not so much when I'm grating Parmesan cheese. I love cheese. Do you see how much cheese I'm going to do here? We're going to get a whole bunch of cheese in here. Anyway, when you're done, you want to go ahead and give it a spin, and I'll show you why. And then you can open this up. And the reason you give it a spin is, especially when you zest, you know how the zest gets stuck on the back of your blade? So this has this little, let me get rid of the cheese in here. Look at this cheese. Look at how beautiful that is.
No, you got a lot at one time.
A lot. Yeah, exactly. So that's going to go in our salad. But this is like a little windshield wiper. So that spinny thing that I was doing is wiping off whatever gets stuck on the back of the blade. So, and then you have your little container, and you can also store, like, let's say you did extra Parmesan cheese, you could store right in this container, just like this, in your refrigerator, extra zest, chocolate, whatever you have. So that's called the cup zester. So that's really fun for your salad. So, okay. So now we're going to just toss that cheese around in there. Does that not look so good? Yum, 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 yum. Cannot wait to eat. So, okay. Any last minute questions for me?
Okay. On the cup zester. So
Yes.
that would work for like your lemons or
Definitely.
limes, you say, right? All
Yeah.
of that.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. So my main uses, I do it for Parmesan, zesting any citrus. And again, I've done it on occasion for chocolate. So
Okay.
yeah. Okay. Then real quick, I want to share with you guys some specials that are going on. As I said, 50% of your purchase will go towards your chapter. So appreciate you guys doing that. And then when you spend $90, you will get a choice of a gift, and your choice will be, and this will queue up when you go ahead and order. It will queue up either that you can select a $15 credit with Pampered Chef on a future order, and you have 90 days to use that. Or you can make a donation to Feeding America Food Banks and donate 10 meals to Feeding America Food Banks. So it's kind of your preference on that.
Nice.
And then, did you have a question?
No, I was going to say that's where our money's going to go, to food banks.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay. So so you guys might want to choose to do like a double donation where you can make part of it through Pampered Chef to Feeding America. And then, again, your cash donation can, be used how you want. And then with $150 order, shipping is free. Since some of you guys are neighbors, if you guys wanted to marry up an order and, have two of you guys go together to get to the 150 and free, I'm fine with that. You guys just do that on your end, however you want to do that. The other special that we have going on this month is we have a bunch of what we call meal mixes. And so I have just a couple here. These are my favorites. There's a butter chicken. If you're familiar, it's an Indian dish. There's scampi, shrimp scampi, chicken scampi. We have this Tuscan style herb chicken mix. There's also chili. I'm trying there's a pad thai. All of these, they're $5 each. There's a recipe right on the package of how to make it. So it's basically the spices that you need to make that. And then it has you add just a couple simple ingredients, like for the pad thai, not the pad thai, the butter chicken, like you add obviously your chicken, you add some onions, a stick of butter, a can of crushed tomatoes, and then your seasoning mix. So they're really easy to make. They're super delicious. And with each of them, they're $5. And with each one that you purchase, you are also making a donation to Feeding America Food Banks. So, so it's it's a BOGO sale, but instead of buy one, get one, it's buy one, give one. So for every mix that you buy, one, a meal will be donated to Feeding America Food Bank. So, and Pampered Chef takes care of that donation. There's nothing you need to do, but just know that when you purchase that, you are doing some good with that as well. So those are the specials that are going on. And, just appreciate you guys joining tonight. I appreciate you guys having a fundraiser, and then also too, like, I'm here to serve you guys, not just with this fundraiser. Please reach out if you have questions. Once you get your product, if you're like, oh gosh, I don't know what to do with it, or I need some recipe ideas or whatever, please ask, because I want you to really use and love the products that you have. And, if anybody is interested in doing a party down the road, either another fundraiser for your chapter, or you just have, Stephanie said, like, take my money. So if you have a big long list of like everything that, you want from Pampered Chef, consider hosting a party, because our hosts always get big discounts. You get, an item at 50% off, or at least one. You get, based on sales, maybe several. If you also get a 60% off item. So if it's not a fundraiser, you can kind of like fund your own kitchen, I guess, if you will, and you can get some really big discounts to fill your kitchen as well. And with each party that is booked, so if you guys let me know as we're doing your party, like, yes, I do want to have a party, it makes an extra donation. It makes an extra $3 donation to your chapter. So if you guys are interested in doing a party, like I said, for yourself or even another organization that you might be tied to, we can do a fundraiser as well. So just let me know if that's of interest. So.
Hey, Kristen, do you guys have any of the those stones? But do you have them like? What's your smallest stone, like the pizza stones?
Yeah,
Like, what's your
and
smallest one you have?
And I just got noticed that my battery's about to die. So if I lose you guys, I was not being rude and just cut off. I just lost power. So I will just tell you that right off the bat.
No.
Let me practice for you real quick. Of course, I can't do it fast enough.
I was just thinking about the camper, if it would fit like in a camper stone.
So we have I don't know why I can't, oh, I know where it is. Hold on. I know where it is. So we have two. Okay, so we have a couple of small ones if you're looking for a camper. This is the personal pizza stone. So this is 10 inches plus a little bit for the edge. We also have, which might fit, the small bar pan. Okay, so that's pretty small as well. And then we just introduced this. This is a little bit larger, but the size fits. It's our small oven baking stone. And so the idea is, if I'm gonna try to get that you can see, is that it fits in those square ovens better.
All right, cool.
So yeah, so you have a couple of choices. I know in the catalog, if you just go to stoneware and then look up the pieces, the dimensions are listed for you. But if you do have questions, reach out. I can measure, like with the handles, it's this size or whatever, so that you can see all that. So.
And that link, that
Yeah.
link that you guys have, Susan, that you shared, that goes like by posting on Facebook and stuff. So whenever someone clicks on a link, anything that they order automatically just goes, like, I don't have to do anything, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
that link, not the Zoom link, that was for today, but there's another
Mhm.
party link
Right.
that people can join the party if they want, or just shop.
Okay,
So,
gotcha.
and that is tied to your party that they can, that the donation goes to you guys. And also all orders ship directly to people. So even if you have friends that, live in California or New York City or whatever, share the link no matter where they live, because, when they shop, their order will ship directly to them.
Nice.
So.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I wanted you to tell me how high the oven is,
Oh.
Because I'm wondering if it'll fit under my counter.
Oh, how high?
Under cupboards,
How
yeah.
high the
Yeah,
dimensions are?
Yes.
That one, let me see. What I love about our, so as you can see, I mean, this is standard, that it fits under. You also asked about how hot it goes. Let me give you that answer as well. $450.
Okay, I like the fact that it has a little baking oven at the top.
Yes.
And then air fry at the bottom, because my oven too is very slow to preheat.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, for heaven's sakes,
Okay, so our cutting mats also are measuring sticks. So it looks like it's about just shy of 14 inches high.
Okay, good, because we've got 17. I had my husband measure 17.75 inches clearance.
Yeah. And like I said, this is kind of a standard. You can see how it fits, underneath my cabinet.
Yeah, that's good.
So,
Okay.
and I do recommend some airflow around it. I mean, there is a little heat that comes off of it.
Well, air fryers do too. They get hot.
Yeah.
The tops of those get hot. So
yeah. Okay, good.
Nice.
Any other questions?
I don't know. I can't think of anything.
Okay. Well, if you guys do, again, I've texted you as you join the party, or you can reach me through the party, or Susan's got my number. call me, text me, Facebook message me, whatever. I can answer any questions you have. Or again, if there's something you want to see, I can just do a quick little video for you that you can, see the product or whatever. So.
And this will be on our available.
Yes, yep. So it'll be, so if you join what's called join the table party, join the virtual party,
Yeah.
I will have it in the chit chat section, is where you'll see a post that you could watch this again, or, make sure anybody who couldn't join, encourage them to take a look. So.
Okay, that's
And
great.
this runs through what date?
So if you shop before the 14th, you get free shipping or free tax if it's shipping to Ohio. So those of you that live in Ohio, please take advantage of that. Other than that, we're leaving it open pretty much the whole month. What did we decide, Susan?
We decided on the 25th, but
Okay, yeah.
we're right now, you don't pay any sales tax to
Right.
the 14th. So
Yeah.
I've kind of done probably more shopping than I should.
Yeah. So definitely, take advantage of that free sales tax. And then, and the other thing too is like as you order. So if you order, now tonight, after you saw everything, your order will ship right away. And then, if somebody needs to wait 2 weeks because they need a payday or, whatever, their order will come later. So,
Okay.
if you're ordering for a birthday party or, a gift or something and you need it right away, get your order in right away and you'll have it within a week or so.
I like the fact that when you join the party, you've got a video at the opening.
Yep.
And then I believe you have updates because I remember last time we got
Yep.
some information.
Yeah, in chit chat, I'll be throwing some different things in there. So,
Okay.
So good. Anything else?
Cool. I think I don't know. I have one other, I guess I do have another question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was thinking, I'm comparing it to last year. My memory's not the best, but I was thinking that there were some items that might have been on sale last year.
So they do, Pampered Chef does various pop-ups, if you will.
Okay.
Yeah, and they never let us know. So basically the sale right now is this. Not that it's on sale, but
Oh, I think we lost her.
We lost her. You lost the host. Yep. Yeah, I think last year they had some of the stuff, Pampered Chef tools and stuff that were on sale.
Yeah, you're right, they did.
I'm not hearing her say that this time, so okay. All right. Well, I will tell you that she did share that some of their stuff was paused for the time being too, because they're not going to be able to get it.
Tariffs?
Yep.
Yeah, not surprised.
That's hurting them. So, okay, guys, I think we're done. I'm going to close it out unless you want to stay on and just look at each other. And some of you aren't on the picture anyhow, Della.
Sorry,
I hope everything. Hey, are we still on for next week?
You're like, oh,
yes.
Okay. Sure. What am I
What's that?
Hi, Amanda.
Hi.
Flying donut, but
He's not muted.
thought it's something.
No, I just unmuted it because we were going to say bye.
Okay, I'm going to say goodbye, and we're still on for next Saturday.
Yes.
That is the International
Just
Space
remind
Station.
everybody on this call next Saturday.
Everything
Go on the Gervasi's.
But
Founders Day and a nice luncheon.
distance.
Is there anything else we need to know about that time or anything, Della? You want to
Eventually noticed
send
it.
out an email
Do
maybe?
the camera in to take it
Oh,
close.
I can work on that.
Yeah, email everybody again, just to remind the ones that might not have remembered.
Okay.
All right.
And
All
then
right.
Yeah,
Susan will have
like
to
me.
do
Like
Oh,
you,
yeah.
Stephanie.
Yeah, I forgot.
Oh, well, hey, you're all getting off easy. I got a meeting Sunday night. You should have got that too.
That is like.
It's like a double whammy.
Hi,
Like you
Jackie.
see stuff
Hi,
zigzag around. These cut feet.
So I'll remind everybody on probably Sunday to be sure and get on the meeting.
It could give them
Says-
space for some fun.
Yeah, I thought at first that
Hang on a
maybe
minute.
it is a piece of space junk and it's just reflecting.
Hi, Rubes.
Okay.
Hi,
She
Sage.
said, Kristen said, almost made it with my power. No sale at the moment, but I'll keep you posted if some come up. Thanks again
That's
for
what I thought.
gathering.
Like, could it be?
Yeah, every time someone puts buy something, I get an email that says we have another sale. All right, you guys, goodbye. Bye, Della. Bye, Stephanie.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Della.
Love you.
Bye,
Stay
Stephanie.
safe.
See you guys.
Bye, Della.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Sadie, stop, make noise.
All right, I gotta stop being bad. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye, Mom.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna leave the meeting. You guys can probably stay on if you want to talk. Oh, all right.
No, I think it's.
All right.
Okay, bye, Mom.
Bye-bye.